So over time, we have offered different analogies to help you sort of understand all of this, because it's not an easy thing to be such an excellent translator of vibration here in a physical world that feels real. It's tangible. I can feel it and see it and hear it and smell it. I can taste it. I know that it's real. Abraham, what are you talking about vibrations for? This is a reality. I don't need a sensor to tell me about vibration. I can pretty much see what's going on around me. And we say you're much more sensing beings than you give yourself credit. And you are all communicating much more vibrationally than you are verbally. Even here in this room today, that will be the case. You are all vibrational beings. And the source within you is a pure vibration to which you seek alignment. So here's how it works. Before you came into this physical body, you were non-physical energy. And the larger part of you still is non-physical energy. A part of you came into this body and is exploring, knowing what you don't want and therefore knowing what you do want. And every time you have any kind of exposure, whether it's dramatic or slight, to any circumstance that causes you to come to a focused opinion, it happens to you all day, every day, about what you would prefer, even if you don't speak words, you are sending out rockets of desire, rockets of preferences. This would be better. This would be better. This would be better. I would like that more. More. The expanding universe is dependent upon the moreness that you are discovering. It's why you're here. It's why you are here in this leading edge time-space reality, the best that it's ever been, still seeking more. Still looking for a new thought, a new idea, a new combination of things, a new way of going about it, a new, higher, better feeling, more love, more well-being, more exhilaration, more expansion. It's what you're all about. So as life gives you those opportunities to know that, those vibrations emanate from you. You often don't even know that they have, except that while it's happening, you feel higher than you usually do. It's always exhilarating as you launch a vibration. But often you've launched it, but immediately you turn to the absence of what you want. And you begin explaining that you want that more because you've got this less. So without meaning to, you launch a vibration, but you don't keep up to speed with it. But here's the part we really are getting at here. The source within you does get up and keep up to speed with it and maintain the frequency of that which you've asked for. So it's a vibrational touchstone. It's a vibrational guiding light. It's a vibrational reality, a vibrational reality that as you find vibrational equivalency with it, as you get up to speed with it, first you'll feel better and better and better, but you can't get up to speed with it without it then manifesting in your experience. In other words, if you want things and you feel really good about it and you feel consistently really good about it, it's not long at all before it must manifest in your experience. So the way we've been wanting to make this more tangible for you is we've been explaining that each rocket of desire that shoots out of you is held by your inner being in this, what we've been calling a vortex of creation. And some people, it's hard for them to get their thoughts around something that they can't see. But we want you to begin to feel the reality of this vibrational reality, this vortex of creation. And it is our promise to you that all things that you want are vibrationally there. There is a vibrational reality that precedes every manifested reality. So then we want you to understand that once it is launched, and it is all day, every day, you've got a vortex that as you allow it to fill in manifestation, in actualization, in realization, as you let these things that are vibrational be then translated into your experience in what you would call my real life reality. So what is the process that allows those things that are just ideas, just wanted ideas, what brings them into manifestation? Well, what brings them there is you must prepare your vibrational vicinity, which means you and what you're thinking about, what you're talking about, how you're feeling. You've got to prepare the vicinity so that it matches what's going on in the vortex. For a while we said, you got to get in the vortex. You got to get in the vortex. You just got to bring yourself up to speed and the vortex will bring you in. And that is really the way that it is. But it might be easier for you to understand that the preparation is yours to make. In other words, you got to chill out. You got to stop beating the drum of what's missing, or it will continue to be missing. Because the whole time you're beating the drum of, I don't have enough money, or my lover hasn't come yet, or I don't have this, or this opportunity isn't presenting itself to me. I feel that I'm on the verge, but it doesn't quite ever come home to me. As long as you're beating the drum like that, you're holding yourself in vibrational opposition to the very things that you're asking for. So you and what you want are not showing up at the same place at the same time. So we want to call your attention to your point of attraction. We could even say to your point of allowance. And we want to pose a question to you. We've not stated it to you before in this way. What do I need to do standing in my physical body to allow all of this vibrational reality that apparently, Abraham says, I've been creating for a long time? It's where all the things I want exist. What do I have to do so that those wanted things can come to me in tangible, manifested form? I appreciate, Abraham, you're telling me that they're there. But until I can see them and hear them and smell them and taste them and touch them, I'm not that excited about them. So what do I have to do so that I get the reality that I'm seeking? And we say, you have to prepare yourself vibrationally. You have to stop feeling the absence of it more than the presence of it, or the presence of it can't come. You have to find a way to stop beating the drum of the absence of it, which in simple terms means you got to stop being so specific about what isn't coming and more general about why you want it. And if you'll train yourself into that less specific opposing vibration, then it will come. Does that make sense to you? So we're going to talk today about anything that is important to you. But we want to help you to establish in your own awareness this sense of this grid. We want you to acknowledge that there is a vibrational basis for that which you are. And it's not only the basis of who you were before you were born. Oh, that's a good basis. But that basis has expanded tremendously since you've been here in this physical body. Because you have been living life and knowing that you don't want to be rude, that you want to be an uplifter. Knowing that you don't want to be confused, that you want to have clarity. Knowing that you don't want instability, that you want stability. Knowing that you don't want poverty, that you want prosperity. Knowing that you don't want to be bored, you want to be interested. Knowing, you've carved out this beingness that stands always offering the signal to let you know where you stand in relationship to that. And that's the grid, really, that we want you to know that you've carved out. It's this being, this central being. It's the being who loves no matter what, who understands no matter what, who accepts diversity no matter what, who appreciates no matter what. It's the core of who you are. It's the being who feels self-appreciation no matter what, who feels appreciation for others no matter what. Now we know that's an interesting concept, that someone could be so oblivious to what's really going on that they would just stand in a place of pure positive energy. But it's not an oblivious stance. It's a carefully honed, carefully crafted over many, many, many life experiences. It's a stance of becoming. It's who you really are, you see. So the grid is the basis of who you are. And when you find a way to line up with that, then all of the things that you've been putting into this vortex that are right now vibrational versions of what you want, as far as you are concerned, far less satisfying than the manifested versions. A vibrational version, blah, blah, blah. Virtual money, whoop-de-doo. A virtual lover, well, good for them. I want the manifestation of that, Abraham. And we say the manifestation must follow. The manifestation must be allowed by you. But you got to figure out what's the vibrational consistency of that And you have to find the vibrational grid that allows it to flow. So here's the picture we would like you to see. So you were source energy before you came into this physical body. You've heard this so many times you could speak it as well as we do. Source energy before you came into this body. A part of you came into this physical body. And as you came into this physical body, you are exploring like leading edge pioneers. While the source of you remains in this steady, solid, always pure positive energy vibration. Always loving, you might not. Always worthy, you might not feel like you are. In other words, this secure being, you might not be, but it still remains there. So you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And every time that happens, which is all day, every day, and has been from the moment that you set foot into this foot, you send these rockets of desire and your becoming happens. And we've been calling this your vortex. Now, you've been listening to us for a while. We've been saying, you want to get in your vortex. You want to get in your vortex. That was our way of saying, you want to get up to speed with what is in your vortex. You want to achieve a vibrational stance that allows the vortex, law of attraction, to bring you in where all that you are and all that you want is. Today, we are giving you a slightly different way of looking at this because we want you to understand that as you stand here in your powerful moment of attention, that you are generating a vibration, and when it is in sync, Esther has been trying to find a visual as she hears us explaining and feels us explaining this to you. And the visual that she has is that beaming up from the very core of that which she is, you are, is this bright beam of vibration. And when she stands in it, she can feel the clarity of it. She knows that that's what she's doing when she's allowing Abraham to flow through. Standing over there in it, it bees so dominant that she bees compliant with it. So here is this energy, this vibration, this core beingness beaming up. And here you are somewhere in the vicinity of it. Maybe over here ornery about something. Maybe over here frightened about something. Maybe standing right in it in appreciation or love of something. But you get to choose, you get to allow or disallow your relationship with this grid. So that's pretty easy to understand, isn't it? It's pretty easy to understand your relationship with the vortex or your relationship with the grid. Conceptually, not hard to get your thoughts around that, is it? But now, how does the rest of the world fit in with your grid? Well, let's say that you are in vibrational alignment with who you are, and you are beaming a powerful signal. That means that anyone who's moving around in your vicinity, who's of the same vibrational frequency or nature, can't you just see those grids clicking together? Boom, 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 boom. So that there's this synergy, there's this energy, there's this co-creative enthusiasm that happens with grids like yours lining up because law of attraction just locks them into place. Of course, you could have gotten up on the wrong side of the bed. You could be an ornery toad for the 5th day in a row. You might not be anywhere near your own core, your own vortex, your own natural source grid. You got something else going on out here. Well, guess what's happening? Those grids are lining up too. Coming into place. All those ornery people coming to you, or all those fearful people coming to you. In other words, all around you, you have the potential of aligning with your true power. Now, you've heard us say, we know you have because we've been saying it and you've been listening, that one who's in alignment, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, is more powerful than millions who are not. So if you take the time to notice your grid, if you take the time to align with it, the power of that which you are about will be evidenced by the manifestations that surround you. But more important, will be evidenced by the way you feel, by the clarity you feel, by the vitality you feel, by the enthusiasm you feel, by the well-being that you feel, by the joy for life that you feel. So there's nothing inappropriate with hooking up with some of those other grids. It's part of that contrast that we were talking about. Just don't make a lifestyle of it. Just don't spend your time out there in the vibrational wasteland conferring with others about the best way to cope while you're out there. And that's what so much life experience and chatter is about. Well, this is how we're dealing with life. Let's join together in chat groups and deal together. And we say, There's only one chat group we join, and it's the one that is connected to the core of that which you are.